Welcome to HealthData Talks, where industry experts offer bite-sized tips and trends for managing legacy data.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Shannon Larkin from Harmony Healthcare IT, and I'm joined by Steffany Whiting, the VP of Marketing at iMethods. iMethods is a leading healthcare IT staffing and consulting firm. Hi, Steffany.
Hi, Shannon. Thank you so much for the opportunity to let me do your podcast today. I'm eager to speak with you about how people and technology intersect in managing health system data. So let's get to it.
Let's get to it. I'm eager too. And as you know, this podcast is all about clinical, financial, or business data that's stored in systems at healthcare provider organizations. And really, nothing impacts data more than when there's a transition from one system to another and the data needs to be moved to, a newly installed software like Epic or Cerner. So with that in mind, is that transition where iMethods really comes into play?
Yes, we do a lot of that work in helping health systems make that transition. So some of it is the data management portion of it, some of it's operational. So when a health system moves from one system to another, and in our case, it's often an EMR, we really provide on-the-ground support in terms of subject matter experts to facilitate really a smooth transition for the health system. So we have a broad and deep bench of experts who have a lot of experience in many of the EMRs that are being transitioned away in terms of supporting those legacy systems for what often can be an extended period of time. So while the new systems are being selected and planned and they're determining which resources belong on which team, the health system has to keep moving forward. They can't just come to a screeching halt during that transition period. And that's where we really fill that gap. Doctors need to be trained. They need to be set up in the system to support billing for their services. Oftentimes, health systems will continue to want to build customized workflows for a period of time. And of course, there's always the maintenance and troubleshooting component to keep operations running smoothly and ensuring patient safety. So because they rarely have two complete teams, one for the legacy and one for the new system, we really can come in and help them augment their internal team for that purpose.
That makes sense. So when a health system moves to a new platform, is it only the legacy product that iMethods supports, or do you have a role also in implementing the new electronic medical record?
We absolutely do both and have supported really numerous clients in that way over the years. We found that clients who have us come in and sort of approach it from a holistic view, we have a better opportunity of making a positive impact on the outcome of the overall project. So we carefully select people based on their technical expertise, their cultural fit for the organization, who can come in and look at things from an outside-in view. They're not necessarily wrapped around a single EMR, have only experienced one hospital system. They really can see the full picture and bring some best practices to the conversation that allow the health system to benefit from that broader view of what their end goal may be. Having someone guide you through how to live in both EMRs for a period of time and really define what needs to be done during and after the new system implementation is super helpful for a health system in making this a successful transition.
Right. So then what are some of the specific types of work your team has done during a system migration?
So we've assisted numerous health systems from academic medical centers to mid-sized hospitals and everyone in between during their transition from one EMR to another. We have expertise in a number of the major clinical applications, including Epic, Cerner, and Allscripts, to ensure that both the legacy platforms operating optimally while new modules come online. So for example, we were selected recently to provide the Cerner legacy platform support for a large health system in Florida and did things like fulfill service requests, provide incident management, support change management, application testing and training. In addition, we also had the Epic support responsibilities. So we provided a large number of project managers, analysts, business intelligence resources, billing and coding experts, really to support the health system overall launch of Epic. We're also augmenting the Cerner AMS by providing tier 3 support to the organization, meaning that wherever there are holes on either team, iMethods can jump in and help what is a very monumental undertaking be as painless as possible for the health system.
Right. And so when you provide resources for both the outgoing and the incoming EMR, how do you work with the EMR vendors during the transition?
It's important that we acknowledge the EMR vendors are experts in their product, But as I mentioned earlier, bringing that outside EMR expertise to clients gives them an added layer of confidence in the vendor support team's ability to support complex tasks. So we don't want to replace those resources. We just there to augment their efforts with that outside perspective during a critical and vulnerable time for the hospital system. So it really requires a deep and nuanced understanding of both clinical and business workflows, many of which were customized for that EMR that's now the legacy EMR. So bringing folks in who have that quality experience that they've earned over time, working in different environments, on different engagements, is critical. And so it's really going to make all the difference to the outcome of the project to have that alignment of those two different types of teams working in hand.
Steffany, thanks so much for joining me today. This discussion, I think, provided a good overview of who iMethods is and who you're serving, and then some of those challenges that provider organizations meet with a system transition. So you're supporting that health system's legacy system when a new platform is being implemented, and you talked about how you can help on both sides of the equation. And then it sounds like you're just delivering a broad bench of resources who can help manage that transition. And you just have a team that brings an outside-in perspective, like you said, with that nuanced understanding of workflows that just come with the experience that probably your team has. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
To our audience, thanks for listening. And if you stay tuned just a few minutes longer, Steffany and I are going to discuss an educational event that you may be interested in. It's scheduled for November 4th and 5th in 2021.
That's right, Shannon. I am so excited to share details around our Healthcare Education Summit, an event that Harmony Healthcare IT will be a part of through its sponsorship. This is our first summit in 2 years, so we're looking forward to sharing a little bit more information about it with you.
Yeah, so let's go for it then. Fill us in on the details for this event that's going to bring, my understanding is, provider organizations from across the nation together in Cleveland.
Right. So iMethods has hosted these events since 2015, typically twice per year at a host health system. So one of our client partners works with us and we go to their facility and host it on site. It's a great opportunity to bring together IT leaders and users of common IT technologies to exchange ideas and share best practices across a broad range of topics. The summits are very collaborative and informative, and we always add an element of fun to the agenda. This year, we're going to have a party at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on Thursday night, which is going to be a blast. So that's our big outing for the group. But during the daytime, we have an extraordinary lineup of speakers, both on Thursday, November 4th in the afternoon, all afternoon, and then on Friday morning, November 5th. So this is, as I mentioned, our first outing since 2019. So we haven't done a live event in that period of time. We had to pivot to the virtual world, as did everyone, for the last year and a half or so. So we're really excited about bringing together folks in person to get to see each other and really just have the kind of networking you just don't get in a virtual setting.
For sure. I think we're all ready for that. So what is the theme of the summit? What kind of topics will be covered?
Well, the theme is called Rock On, which really has a lot of meaning aside from the correlation to the Hall of Fame. It's really about helping health systems move forward during this challenging time. So while there are a lot of great technologies out there and super resources that can bring in new opportunities for innovation to health systems, what we're looking for is to really bring some takeaways to our audience from our speakers for practical applications of tools they already have. How did they optimize a technology they already have, and can that be replicated? And to really share their stories so that the folks that are attending take home with them ideas for things they can do within their health system without having to invest in some new sexy technology. This is about real world problems, real world solutions, dealing with the here and now, but also looking ahead to how they can innovate going forward when we come out of this difficult time in America's healthcare system.
Right. And I think it's an excellent choice of venue. Harmony Healthcare IT is happy to sponsor this event. We look forward to learning and networking at the event as well. And if I'm honest, I am very stoked about the concert on Thursday night. Thanks again, Steffany, so much for joining me and sharing the details of this event.
Thank you so much for hosting me. This was a great opportunity to get together.
And to our audience, thanks for listening, and join us next time for more meaningful discussion around the management of health data.
That's it for this session of Health Data Talks. Check out helpful resources at harmonyhit.com and follow us in your favorite podcast app to catch future episodes. We'll see you next time.